Yes, Splash. It's studio time, you know? Come, my name is Kelissa, let's go.
Greetings, I was a blessed love to one and all. This is Chronixx and we're going into Anbessa studios right now. Levels. And we're going to take in some Anbessa music and Splash, you there? We there. So make we just all a vibe. See you last year.
Your voice and words alone defeat any other feeling I felt. I'm so in love with you, and all that you do got me craving for you.
Music for me is a tool and it is a weapon. And just like any other weapon, weapon come with responsibility and you have to be responsible.
As an artist, I feel like I have a certain social responsibility because a lot of people listen to them and a lot of people follow them. You know, it's just human nature. When we see something we like and when something is attractive, we are attracted to it. You know, and so if I know that as an artist, I want to go into this business, into the artistic business, into music, into art, trying to fulfill a social responsibility.
A hammer is used to build and you can use to break down. So the same weapon of construction can be a weapon of destruction. So you have to use it for good. You know, so I choose to sing about what I sing about because people need upliftment, people need good music, people need to know what Rastafari is and what living a positive life and the benefits of living a positive life is.
We are better together, not when we're far apart.
The most interesting place that's taken me is into people's soul, you know, into people's hearts, because that is my destination. That is the most anticipated place for Chronixx. In the hearts of the listeners. Watch I know, me if you just I'm not certain. Where you are do behind curtain. And me say for them, say them are your friend. When you check it out, them is a different person. Them no want see you dribble like burden. Them want you live your life in a burden. Oh, you fi say me are your friend. When me check it out, you is a different person. Can't remember a time in my life when I never wanted to be a singer.
You know, it was natural for me to get into music because my parents are musicians. From as a youth, you know, I know them from in a band called Chakula. I'm still rolling with that name now, touring all over Africa.
You know, music is my calling, you know. And the only time I was wondering about what exactly I'm going to do is when I was wondering about which area in music I was going to tread. But there was never any question whether or not, or any ifs as to if I'm going to do music or not, you know what I mean?
Me and my family, we grew up here in St. Andrew, Jamaica, in the hills. So I've always been inspired by, you know, just natural environments. So I used to be making my natural jewelry and Rastafari.
The two biggest influences on people is the church and Rastafari, from my point of view, actually. And I grew up in church, you know, like most youths in Jamaica. I grew up in church.
Living in Africa, got to travel around East Africa and Kenya on safaris, visiting West Africa, going to school. There are just so many experiences that just made me realize how wholesome Africa is. And I just feel like it's my mission to get that out there to the people. Whether it's through music or through t-shirt design or just even just in talking.
Really and truly, I think church was a very good instrument. That's where I was, you know, fortified from a foundation level, where I knew chords, keys, notes. I was choir director, worship leader at church. And then even after our journey, you know, in Rastafari, we see where most of the songs that are where them even chant at Nyabingi is from church, you know. So coming into performing now, like the first place I performed for more than 5,000 people was on a gospel concert. For me, coming in now and working at Rebel Salute was like, you know, the easiest thing.
I think that my music has a very, it's very, the Afrobeat. So the Afrobeat in my music is very expressive of my experience with the drums in Africa, you know. And sometimes when I'm writing a song, it's just to a beat. We have the African sounds that to include, and just everywhere from the Caribbean, you have the dancehall beats and the roots rock reggae and the one drop. We're trying to incorporate all of that because I'm trying to bring light on a bigger picture. Because I think too much in society we're too focused on one thing, and so we kind of get stuck in the box. So I just feel like I have to step out of the box. I step out of the box when they try to lock me down, calculate me like clocks, but to time I'm not bound. And you can make a mockery, but I will be renowned for being an anomaly that's different than the norm.
Live music, people recognize their feet, but it is not appreciated to the heights that I envision that it should be appreciated, you know? In Jamaica, we have a very promising movement right now in the uprising. You have to look out, because we are here and we are doing good music. See?
I think art incorporates so many elements that in Western society, unfortunately, we kind of bypass. A lot of the African cultures, most of their history is oral history, and it's passed down through music, and it's passed down through proverbs and symbols. And so, you know, also trying to incorporate that into the t-shirt designs. For instance, the one that the Anbessa logo is based off of is from Nigeria. It's an Igbo proverb, and it means, until lions write their own story, the tale of the hunt will always glorify the hunter. When you're traveling, you know, when you're going to the top of the mountains and valleys and going on safaris and seeing the broad savannas, it kind of puts everything into perspective for you, you know, because we learn about slavery and we learn about, you know, how we as Africans came onto this island, but we never learned about the beginning. We don't learn where we come from, and we don't even get to see the connections. So for instance, when I was in Ghana, I felt like I was in Jamaica. I felt like I was in an African version of Jamaica. The people look the same, them kind of have the same swag. The culture is so vibrant and colorful that it's just like I have to do some imagery with it, you know? And so, for instance, the Adinkra symbols, I'll use those on my t-shirts. And I use beads from West Africa as well. I like to bring that into my artistry. I've been exposed to certain things, and how can I now expose you to these things that have uplifted me, you know? So that's what Anbessa, Kelissa is all about.
Greetings, and this is Chronixx again saying thanks to Splash for spending the day with I and
Kelissa.
You don't know, so we're there now. We had a nice time, but now it's football time. So until next time,
think positive, keep positive.
Splash!
Splash.
What a fire.
Dreaming about money all afternoon, because making money is always on my mind. And if me have